My dear beloved friends, imagine for a moment that everything you've believed about manifestation has been but a shadow of the true power that resides within you. I am here today to pull back the veil on a truth so profound, so absolutely transformative, that it will shatter the very foundation upon which you've built your understanding of reality itself. What if I told you that the external techniques, the vision boards, the endless repetitions of affirmations, the desperate pleading with the universe are not only unnecessary but may actually be impeding your creative power? This revelation comes not from modern gurus selling you packages of hope, but from the timeless wisdom of one of the greatest spiritual teachers of the 20th century, Neville Goddard. For over 15 years I have immersed myself in Goddard's complete works, not the watered-down interpretations that flood social media today, but his original lectures, his private teachings, the pure essence of his wisdom. And what I discovered was nothing short of revolution. You see, there is a reason why most people fail at manifestation. It's not because they lack discipline or faith. It's because they have been taught methods that directly contradict the fundamental laws of consciousness that Goddard understood with perfect clarity. Today, I will reveal 3 shocking misconceptions that have kept you trapped in a cycle of desire without fulfillment, of wanting without having, of seeking without finding. These revelations will liberate you from techniques that waste your precious energy and replace them with the simple yet infinitely powerful truth that Goddard taught, a truth so profound that it can transform your reality in as little as 60 seconds when properly applied. The first shocking truth about manifestation is that nothing, absolutely nothing, exists outside of your consciousness. The world you perceive is not separate from you, waiting to be influenced by your thoughts. It is, as Goddard taught, a projection of the assumptions already alive within you. The world, Goddard declared, is a mirror, forever reflecting what you are doing within yourself. This is not metaphorical language, my friends, but the literal structure of reality itself. When you truly grasp this principle, manifesting your desires becomes as natural as breathing, as inevitable as the dawn following the night. Let me ask you, have you ever noticed that the harder you try to attract something, the more it seems to slip away? There's a profound reason for this paradox, and in the next segment, I'll reveal why Goddard's approach succeeds precisely where modern manifestation techniques fail. You're about to discover why your manifestations haven't been consistent, and how a single shift in your approach, one that takes less than a minute to implement, can unlock a flood of manifestations so vivid, so tangible, that you'll question how you ever lived any other way. My beloved friends, let me now shatter the first great misconception that has kept your manifestation powers dormant. You've been taught that manifestation is about attracting things from outside yourself as though you are separate from your desires, reaching across some cosmic void to pull them into your reality. This fundamental misunderstanding has been the greatest obstacle to your creative power. Neville Goddard revealed this profound truth. The world is yourself pushed out. Nothing exists outside of your consciousness. When Goddard proclaimed consciousness is the only reality, he wasn't speaking in mystical riddles, he was articulating the literal structure of existence. Your outer world is merely a mirror reflecting the assumptions lodged in your consciousness. Consider the remarkable case Goddard shared about his brother Victor. When Victor desired to return to Barbados during wartime, an impossible feat by all conventional reasoning, he didn't petition external forces. Instead, he simply slept in the assumption that he was already in Barbados, feeling the tropical breeze on his skin, hearing the familiar sounds of home. Within days, against all odds and military protocols, he received unprecedented orders, transferring him exactly where he desired to be. The outer world rearranged itself to match his inner assumption. The second devastating misconception, that manifestation requires constant repetition of affirmations and visualizations. Modern teachers have you laboring with endless repetition, creating a sense of lack with every desperate repetition. Goddard's approach is revolutionary in its simplicity. You do not attract what you want. You manifest what you already have in consciousness. Living from the end is not about repeatedly visualizing a future state. It is about occupying now the consciousness of already being, having, or doing what you desire. The secret is not in duration, but in the depth of feeling. As Goddard taught, feeling is the secret. A single moment of complete acceptance of feeling the naturalness of your desire fulfilled outweighs months of mechanical visualization. In my own experience, after years of affirming wealth without results, I applied Goddard's technique precisely. For just 60 seconds before sleep, I genuinely felt the relief and security of financial abundance, not as a future event, but as my current reality. Within 1 week, an unexpected opportunity appeared that tripled my income, manifesting not from repetition but from that single feeling-saturated assumption. The third misconception might be the most liberating, that manifestation requires positive thinking and high vibrations. This new age distortion has created endless frustration as people suppress authentic emotions in pursuit of artificial positivity. Goddard's actual teaching was revolutionary. The power lies not in positivity but in assumption. Assumptions, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Your manifestation power works with whatever assumptions you accept as true, whether society labels them positive or negative. The law of assumption transcends the simplified law of attraction by recognizing that consciousness, not external attraction, is the operative power. His technique of revision, mentally rewriting an undesirable event after it occurs, demonstrates that reality is fluid, responsive to consciousness rather than fixed by time. Unlike toxic positivity that denies reality, revision acknowledges but then transcends it, showing that even the past exists within malleable consciousness. Beloved friends, we have now unveiled the 3 profound revelations from Neville Goddard's true teachings that will transform your manifestation practice forever. First, the world is not separate from you, but is your consciousness pushed out, your assumptions made visible. Second, manifestation requires not repetition but the feeling of naturalness that comes from living from the end state as a present fact. And third, the law of assumption transcends mere positive thinking, working with whatever you accept as true in consciousness. Now, let me offer you a simple exercise that embodies the pure essence of Goddard's teaching. One you can practice tonight before sleep, the most fertile time for impressing your consciousness. It requires just 60 seconds, but contains within it the seed of unlimited manifestation power. As you lay in bed, close your eyes and mentally declare, "I remember when," and state your desire as though it is now a memory of something already accomplished. Feel the relief, the satisfaction, the naturalness of this fulfilled state. Notice the textures of this reality, the sights, sounds, and most importantly, the feeling of this wish fulfilled. The secret is not in the visualization, but in the feeling. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire were true right now? Then simply occupy that feeling state. Feel the gratitude, the relief, satisfaction that would naturally be yours. As Goddard taught, what you feel, you attract. What you imagine and believe, you become.
You may wonder, but what if doubts arise? Remember, doubts are merely competing assumptions. Acknowledge them without resistance, then gently return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Your task is not to battle doubt, but to occupy a new assumption so naturally that the old must fade by neglect. Some ask, how long until my desire manifests? Goddard's answer was clear. The time it takes your assumption to become fact depends on the naturalness of your feeling. When your consciousness fully accepts your desire as present fact, the outer world must conform, often through what appears as perfect coincidence. Now that you know what Neville Goddard really taught, you can stop wasting time on techniques that don't work and start experiencing the results you've been seeking. Your manifestation power has always been present, merely awaiting your recognition. Subscribe now for more videos revealing the misunderstood teachings of manifestation masters as we continue to unveil the true principles of conscious creation that have been hidden in plain sight.